Hey guys, Sandy here, and I have my Disney trash can kit from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. I also threw in this piece of paper that I'd received in a previous kit, so I just tossed that in there. And here is the only layout I have completed for my Disney trash can album, and this was actually created with a Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit as well, and that was from a little while ago. So these are the Toy Story trash cans and recycling can, and I just love these trash cans, so they're getting a whole album. I have my photos in here as well. I'm not sure which trash can I'm going to do. I'm going to flip through my papers, see what I have, see what's calling out to me. So let's see what I can do. So this is a dark photo of a dark trash can. What I decided to do to lighten that up was to use some Heidi Swapp Color Shine mists on some white background paper. Now this is Basil Marshmallow cardstock, so it should take the mixed media quite well. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm using a couple different colors. I'm using the lime and the sweet mint, and it's getting it's a little bit more splotchy than I had envisioned while I was putting this together. So I decided to just embrace it and go ahead and add more splatters directly from the mist bottle here. And I'm thinking it's turning out pretty okay. Like, these are definitely the colors I wanted. I want it to go green, so it's definitely green. And that's always a positive. Now here, I probably should have cut this out, but basically I am opening a Dilutions bottle of white splatter. It is the first time I have used it, obviously, because I am pulling off the packaging. So I go ahead and shake it up a little bit and just splatter the white around there. And I wanted that to break up the green colors a little bit and just bring white on top as well. Now I decided to use some paper smooches dyes, so I'm just showing you real quick that I ran it through my Sizzix really quick right there. And as you can see, my phone was in the corner and I was watching some YouTube videos. Now this is some vellum, and it's kind of what I would consider like an elegant vellum. It has really pretty swirls on it, but I did it more for the color. So I went ahead and just trimmed a small mat with it, and the vellum likes to move around on my trimmer, so that's why you saw me trimming it a couple times. So I went ahead and punched or cut out, these are not punches, die cut out a bunch of these pinked circles, and I also die cut a castle, and that is from one of the Echo Park collections. And I'm just trying to figure out where I would like these to go. I'm trying to embrace my inner circle because I know circles are a big design thing that I see people go to over and over again. And for some reason, I have trouble embracing my inner circle, so I thought if I used these ones that had the pinked edges, they were less circly for me. So that's what I'm going with. I decided I needed a little bit of sparkle, so I went ahead and cut this gold glitter paper, and I can't remember exactly who makes it at the moment, but the glitter doesn't come off the page. Like, it doesn't cut apart. Like, when you cut it apart, the glitter doesn't fall apart. And that is super awesome. Even though I love glitter, sometimes I don't want the glitter all over the page. I want it on a specific spot. And that specific spot was on this little sheet for the banner. So I went ahead and added some foam to the back of my photo just to lift it up a little bit because I wanted it just to have a little bit of oomph off the page because, like I said, it's a dark photo, a dark trash can on a dark photo. So, it needs a little bit of something to give it a little bit of height, basically. So now I'm just trying to figure out where I want all these little pinked circles to go, and do I want them all overlapped or do I want some of them off of the page? And I decided, I don't need them all to be overlapped. Some of them can be by themselves. So I went ahead and did it. Now, some of these I am cutting in half so that I can get more bang for my buck. I was definitely conservative with how many of the pinked circles I die cut it. So if I would have done it over again, I probably would have cut more, but it ends out working fine in the end. And of course, I don't remember exactly how I had my circles before I decided to put the glitter down. So I'm just kind of like making it work because I'm not sure how I had it. So I don't like that awkward space between that large blue pinked circle and the ones down here on the bottom that are on top of this gold thing. So I'm going to solve that by placing another one of the pink circles over there. But in the meantime, since I really don't have a solution, I'm just kind of ignoring that little awkward spot and trying something else. And now that I'm even looking at the layout as I'm finished, I wish I would have done it a little bit differently. So this is the circle that's going there, and I went ahead and put it underneath all of the layers. And at this point, I kind of wish that I had put that teal blue over top of that large blue circle that has the little plus signs on it. I definitely wish I would have done that. I wonder if it's too late to pop that layout and switch it a little bit. I don't know. Listen to me. I'm thinking about switching around layouts when I've never been a layout switcher. Well, there have been little things I've adjusted here and there, but I've never taken apart a layout and redone it. Okay. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's working. So I pull out these thickers, and these are from the box of crayons collection from Chamel, and I'm just pulling out the blues and the greens and just trying to figure out what the title is going to be. At first I was going to use this color, all of this one color. Oh my goodness, I hope you can't hear that. My stomach is growling so loudly. So loudly. Anyway, so I decided to go for a whole mix of colors this time for the words fort. And it kind of overlaps here right on that circle, and I'm good with it. I know that it's colorful, and I know that it's a fun font, and it kind of has, it's going with the feeling I have for this layout. So now I go ahead and grab some of the die cuts that came in my kit, and I go ahead and figure out where they're going to go, like these gold hearts. I love them. It brings the gold a little bit higher onto the page, so it's not just this one big thing of sparkly gold. I'm checking out the ephemera pack that came in the kit, and it's not really anything I want to put onto this layout. And then I had forgotten that I wanted this castle on here, so I just decided to remove that little black pink circle, and I'm just going to put the castle here. And even though this trash can is at a resort, it's not even at a park, let alone Magic Kingdom, that castle is such an iconic part of Disney that I think it works. And I'm kind of having fun throwing Disney bits onto this page where it's not like overtly Disney. Oops, and then I put a little bit too much of that foam there, so whoops. Go ahead and trim that little guy off. Okay, and getting those gold hearts down. And for some reason, I decided to put that heart on the castle instead of up at the top where I had planned to bring the gold up to the top. But then I do something else to bring the gold up at the top, which is not anything that shows any innovation or anything like that. And my stomach keeps on growling. And then I'm thinking, well, do I bring the title down here for a moment? And I'm just trying to play with it and decide if it looks better down there. And I do not like it better down there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive because, of course, these are American Crafts chipboard thickers, and that means that the adhesive does not stay adhered. And that is such a bummer. It's such a bummer. Like, American Crafts, can you just please get your adhesive game together, please? But, you know, they don't. So I am going through my stash, and I am pulling out some enamel dots, and I believe all these enamel dots are from Freckled Fawn that I'm using right now. And I figured, like, they might be a little clustery, but they're not going to be super clustery because I have random circles going on, and I have the pink circles, the splatters are basically circles, and then the enamel dots are going through as well. So that is working out well for me. And I'm just, well, maybe I am clustering them. My original thought was not to cluster them so much, but it has been a few days since I have completed this layout, so I don't remember exactly where I put the enamel dots down. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that I need to like do something a little bit. So I have these black enamel dots, and I just go ahead and place them around as well. And sure enough, I have made enamel dot clusters all around the page. So I guess I ignored that part where I said, well, I wasn't planning on clustering them, because I obviously did some serious clustering. And then I just decide to take that little offcut from my banner there and just adhere it right up there. That's it. Nothing else there, nothing fancy, nothing calling attention to it, just a little shot of sparkle up in that corner because I really wanted to bring the gold up to the top somehow, and that's the way it happened this time. So I'm looking at the things I have in the kit, and I'm looking at the things I have at my desk, and I'm just trying to figure out what other things I can add. So that blue paper that kind of looks like it has dots on it are actually plus signs. So I found some of these puffy stickers in plus signs that I had, and I went ahead and added them to the layout along with some of these asterisks, because asterisks are close enough. Or are these asterisks, or are these the actual stars? Nope, they're asterisks. Because to me, an asterisk is just a fancy circle. So I'm just reinforcing the circle motif. And then I was thinking about adding on a flare badge because, again, circle. But that one did not make it onto the page. So what I have done instead, I've taken some of these brads, and these are pearls on top of a metal brad. Oh my goodness, my stomach won't stop growling. I should probably eat something after this. And I am enjoying the way that they are looking, except I don't want to poke through. I'm going to go ahead and use some pop dots and just pop it down so that the metal is there underneath, but you don't have to do the brad tines. Like, see, I just wiggle them right on off. And I'm thinking, like, this is going well. And then I decide, you know what, maybe I don't need that silver bit on there. Like, maybe the silver is unnecessary. And I think, am I now gonna pop it off? Oh no, I'm pulling off the rhinestone. I'm pulling off the tines off the rhinestone. So I pull off the tines off of everything basically and use some adhesive to just put everything down directly on the paper. I don't have a problem poking my paper with brads, but sometimes I don't want it. It's like a feeling that the paper has when it's poked with a brad. I can't really describe it, but that's what it is. So I also have these big pearls here, and these are from Creative Memories, and they came in a pack with some flowers. And I'm not using the flowers, but I am going to go ahead and use those pearls. And I think after I get some of these down is when I decide to pop the silver off of the pearl itself. And then I decide there are way too many little dots right there, so I go ahead and take them off. Because really, only thing I'm doing is putting more circles upon more circles on this layout. And if I can't get behind the circles after this, I don't know what is going to be able to make me do it. And of course, you need some green stars because everybody needs a little bit of green star sparkle. So I just went ahead and put them all around the page. No rhyme or reason where, other than it looked like it would be cute to have a little green star there. So that's what I did. A lot of the times I just do that. Like I do what I think looks fun and what looks good. So I have these stickers and the letters are not printed, like they're not correctly printed on them. My goodness, my stomach is still growling. I am probably just telling you my stomach is growling and you can't even hear it, but in the off chance that you can, I'm sorry. So I'm changing this. Well, I'm not changing anything. I'm adding the title to At the Fort because this is a Fort Wilderness trash can. And we got the picture of this trash can when we went to the Hoop to Do review. And I have to say, if you have never taken part in the Hoop to Do review at Fort Wilderness, you have to do it. It is a dinner show, and it is hilarious. We've been twice, and even though the show is basic, it's the same show, but it's different because there's a lot of ad-libbing in there. Like, the performance is still the same, but it's the jokes, and that makes it different and funny, and it is fantastic. So I'm just writing a little note of where we got the trash can and what we were doing when we took the photo. So there it is, guys. Hope you enjoy.